I've missed you all. I've missed you all. How are you all doing? How have you been? I hope you're having a very wonderful month. And as usual, this is your girl, Mamia. Today I'm coming your way with another interesting and important topic, which is very relevant to our lives. So, today we are going to be talking about unresolved childhood trauma and how they affect our marriages. And I'm privileged, I am honored. Afroclick TV, Charlie, this family is growing. It's actually growing. I'm honored to have with me Pastor Douglas Novihoho. Welcome, sir.
Hi, is it
So,
good afternoon or good evening to everyone?
good evening, sir. Welcome to AfroClick TV. We are honored to have you. We are so honored to have you. So, can you please introduce yourself to us?
All right, thank you very much. It's an honor for me to come on your beautiful and wonderful platform.
Thank
My name is Pastor Douglas Novihoho from Ghana. Um, I run an NGO by name Youth Education, Exploration and Development. And our aim is to empower the youth, educate them, give counseling to those who need counseling, and then help us with issues that are bothering our marriages, youth, in terms of youth coaching and other aspects of life. That is what we do basically. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So, guys, as I said, um, growing up, we all have different experience. Your experience might be good, and
Right,
others might have worse experience.
right,
Okay, and then the challenges we face in our childhood end up showing up again as we grow up. So
right.
today we're going to discuss about unresolved childhood trauma and how it affects our marriage. And we are grateful to have Pastor Douglas with us. Like he said, he is a counselor, and so he'll be able to throw more light on this topic. So, sir, what is childhood trauma?
First of all, I would like us to look at what the trauma itself is. Um, with my research and working with it for quite some time, trauma actually is a situation which you've gone
Mhm.
into and that it has left a scar on your mind. That is not physical, that you nobody can see, but that scar is bothering you. That scar is letting you go through what you wish you didn't want to go through. So basically, that is it. So when we're talking about childhood trauma, we're talking about something that you've gone through and now it is eating you up.
Mhm.
One, there are various types of them, and I think I may touch on some few, about five or six of them. One had to do with one, rape.
Mhm.
Most of our people, most of our friends, our colleagues, ourselves were raped, violated, abused in terms of molested whilst you were a child or you were a kid. You're growing up, you were molested.
Mhm.
You also witness an accident, a gory one, or you also witness a gunshot whilst you were a kid.
Mhm.
Um, you witness your parents in one time fighting, and either your dad is beating your mom to the extent that you cannot control anything.
Mhm.
So these are some of the things we call it trauma. So that childhood trauma is what we are going to look at, the
Yeah.
effects of it, how we can come out of it, ways in which it is destroying homes and society and other things. That's the little I'm going to tell you for now about it.
Okay. So I was going to ask how it occurs, but I think you've spoken about it being either um, physically or in our emotions. Okay.
Right.
So how living with this kind of trauma or of situation, how would that affect? How does it affect our daily life?
Okay. So living with that trauma, first of all, I'm not going to go into the marriage sector of it, but in the society,
Mm-hmm.
if you're living or working with friends who who are outgoing, but because of your past, because of the trauma you went through, that is not giving you the opportunity to be able to come out. So with that, they call you, you're reserved, or
Mm-hmm.
this person is a shy person. He's a shy person or reserved in some contexts is because one, when he or she was growing up, he was muted or shut. So he's more or less asked to shut up and keep quiet, get into your room. I don't want you around people. So he becomes timid and he's always being beaten. So he's afraid of getting into the public domain or to get into the midst of friends. And so for on that part, I'm going to use myself an example. I was one of the shyest person, and in going to join friends or having a conversation with them, I'm always in the reserve corner. Always want to mind my own business.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew out of this when I had to start doing the work of God and to start counseling people. And you realize that you have no choice than to break that seal.
Yeah.
Another part also is that you're in the society that people are talking about you, and you can't say a word because what they are saying relates to you in terms of probably rape.
Yeah.
So immediately they start talking about it, they start even a movie showing that movie, you start flying out because you are feeling uncomfortable when it comes to those
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Then if in case you witness a crime, when you're in a society where there's so much heated argument or noise or whatever it is, you can't stand it because one, you are being reminded of your past and what you witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
I, for instance, I witnessed my dad quarreling with my mom, and it was a hot one. It
Wow.
was really hot argument where I had to topple my dad and ask him fight me instead of my mom because he was physically sitting on my mom fighting her stop fake with fixed. So I was like, no, fight me instead of her. So it became a very long quarrel between my dad and myself. So we weren't talking for a very long time until we had to resolve that issue. So if you're in such situation, you are always apprehending situations. You always want to fight people because you want to justify a situation.
Mm-hmm. You want to be heard.
You always want to be heard. You are always aggressive because you saw it somewhere. Your dad did it or somebody did it and you saw it. So you want to. I mean, it has become part of you. That
Mm.
skull is there, but you can't come out of it because you thought it was good when you did it. Also raping, you are quick to want to pedophile or touch young girls even when you're married or something. Or so in the society, in little while when you see girls or somebody walking around, you are easy want to smile. Hey, this girl is not bad at all. No, there's somebody sitting right by your side and you can't control it.
Mm. Mm. So, with all what you've said, it can affect our interpersonal relationship. With it,
Right.
we end up fighting ourselves
Right.
because we're not able to resolve it. So then, how can we resolve? How can a childhood trauma be resolved, in your opinion?
Thank you very much. We call something cognitive restructuring. So with the cognitive restructuring, It's a system which I use in restructuring anybody in that context, anybody in that trauma. Believe me, that post-traumatic system um, makes people always go off. So you can have sometimes have mood swings whereby he's just sitting with you chatting a little while, and then the mood swings, either she's annoyed or she's pissed off, she's crying or something. So the best way I normally do it, I take you through a session. So that session can take a period of a week, a month, or sometimes even 6 months, depending on an individual who wants that session to be taken.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I give you the opportunity to open up. You can open up either through a counselor, or if we are dealing with your spouse,
Mm-hmm.
because now we are talking about how it's affecting marriages. Um, you resolving it is now open up to your spouse, i.e., your husband or your wife. If it is your wife issue, then it is what you went through. The last time I was talking to somebody concerning this thing, and it happens that he was molested. So there was this young guy in one of the towns that was sleeping the young guys in the
Mm.
village there. And for that matter, he's so scared of getting in the midst of women or men, so scared. They've married. Now he have to break that silence. He couldn't do it. But the best thing he can do is either give up, or walk out from the marriage.
Mm.
So the best thing is open up, face the reality. Face the reality. You can't face the reality, you don't want to be in the relationship, you don't want to associate with people. So the first thing, one, get to open up. Two, face the reality. Three, put the past behind you. It is easy said than done. I know somebody is talking about that, but it will be easier if you let the past be behind you, because it's called past.
Mm-hmm.
It is called past, and you are in your present. If you let your past shield you, you can't go forward. You are stuck because you are looking at the past.
Mm.
When we were young, they used to tell us that if you are walking in the dark, something is going to call you. So we call it kakabechu and stuff.
Close to.
Exactly. Or there's something there, ghost or something.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm taking you through that cognitive restructuring, what happens is I put you in a room and then set the room in the dark. You being in the dark, you are forced to walk in the dark with no impediment on your way.
Mm-hmm.
So after you walk through that dark, by the time you get to the door to get it open, you get to know that indeed there's no dark, there's nothing in the dark. Darkness doesn't kill. So example is those of us in Europe and other parts of the countries that are more probably civilized or adventurous, always want to adventure. So you see a kid walking in the dark, not because he just want to try something, but he's curious. He want to see what is there. He want to know exactly what is there. So he's out there, he's holding a flashlight, a tiny flashlight. He's just going to walk through the dark, or some even with that flashlight, he's going to go. These systems help you to restructure and face the reality.
Okay.
So these are some of the keys I use. These are some of the systems I use to restructure anybody in that context.
Um, when you were talking, you said the person needs to open up.
Right,
We are in a society where, assuming, okay, we are talking about child abuse or rape.
right.
We normally focus on a woman being raped, but there are so many men
A lot of them.
that experience it and they're quiet. Okay.
Right, right,
So in a situation where it happens within the family, maybe
right,
your father or your uncle or your auntie, it's difficult for the family to watch you go out and talk to someone.
right,
In a situation where it's internal,
right.
how would you advise the person, like, what would you advise the person to do? How can the person open up when it's internal?
Okay, so situations like that, many a times, as we all know, family members want to cover it or prevent it from getting to the public domain. So what I always do is, one, it is fear. It is fear. So you have to face the fear by sitting down in a room alone, and then you talk to yourself.
Okay.
You are addressing the issue, assuming you have somebody by you. With that, you confront your fear or your past. Then we arrange a session between you and your family members that were there at that
Mm-hmm.
point in time. Now you've grown, probably are going to get married, so you want to address these issues before you get into marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet them. If the so-called person who did that was not around, what the best thing is, your parents probably are around, your siblings are around. We talk them into it and helping you come out of it.
Okay.
Because mind you, it's a scar. If care is not taken, it can ruin you. It
Yeah.
can ruin your relationship. It can ruin your partner. It can ruin, I mean, your work and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing is, come out, meet your people, talk to them, and they're going to take you through the process.
Yeah.
I'm always ready to take that person through, because the people you are living with probably say, "Oh, it was your fault," or no, no, yeah, yeah, those things. Those of you are listening who do not understand the tree or whatever. I'm sorry about it, but many
It's.
a times they will tell you you caused it.
Mm-hmm.
At one time I was on air, and a gentleman mentioned that a lady was raped, and
Mm-hmm.
he was speaking for the person who raped the lady. That most of the ladies are fond of doing that. They like wearing mini skirts and stuff, showing off and those things. And that if she was raped, she deserves it. And I was like, no, wait. First of all, if it were to be your daughter or your family member, you are not going to accept it, right? He said yes. So, but you can accept it when it's an outsider. The
Mm-hmm.
same thing happens if you are not in the shoes of the person. They always condemn it, even if the person is wrong to do it. They will rather want to condemn the person who was at the receiving end.
So that brings us to I'm just reading someone's comment that um,
Okay.
Douglas, sometimes being outspoken, some parents, instead of teaching the child to be outspoken at some certain things, they would rather shut you up, and it brings fear to the child. Okay,
Right.
so like I wanted to ask that question. We find ourselves in an environment where we are not allowed to speak. Okay,
Right.
we're going to compare raising up a child in Africa to
Mm-hmm.
raising up a child in Europe or the other part of the world. You
Right.
can see a child just shut their father up or shut their mother up. You
Exactly.
dare not do that in Africa. You are
Right.
doomed.
Right.
You are doomed. So it gets to a point when you want to defend yourself and you speak out, you rather feel like you are being rude for speaking out.
Exactly.
How do we push people? How do we encourage people to talk? And another thing is the society tends to put a mark on you. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
is it that girl that was raped? Is it not this person that his uncle did that to? You see,
Yeah.
someone would, that is the only description someone will give to you. You
Yeah.
are trying to let go of your past, but someone is still attaching your past to you. If you find yourself in this situation, how do you go about it?
Okay. Great. I have found myself in such situations before, where when I was so shy was because I was asked to stop talking. So you become timid. You're being beaten and those things. In real situation, you have to really face that I mean, whatever is bothering you.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you are going to be tagged with a particular name. Here they call it tobele, or lazy mouth or something. It is not that you are lazy mouth, but you've been asked to keep quiet. You've been shaved for a long time because your parent thought this guy talks too much. But I believe if opportunity is given to us, I had a problem when I was growing up. So even up to a point in time before getting to this stage, if I am share somebody I had a quarrel with somebody and I want to explain myself, what caused it, I'm always asked to keep quiet. It's all right. What is it? Why do you always want to talk about it?
Just let it
Chasu,
go. Let it go. Let it go.
chasu. I mean, oh, chasu for what? The situation is real. The person caused it. Why won't you hear my side of the story? If you hear my side of the story, you ascertain whether, oh, yeah, he made a mistake or he didn't make a mistake. But they always want to judge and make one person like the dumb one. It is no good. Parents that are watching or listening, probably are driving, so you're listening. It is not right. We are not helping our children. We need to let them be outspoken. For if you are outspoken, you can address issues. Being outspoken is not insulting, but you are expressing your view. And all of us, if opportunity is given to us to be outspoken, we are not asked to insult or make an attitude. Be outspoken, talk about what is bothering you in a more polite way. I think that is what our parents were trying to address, but they didn't address it properly because they thought if they give them the opportunity, one, they are going to be taller than them. But I had a story that the reason why Moses is having that pole or that staff is because the staff walks with you, and when you get to where there's a deep river and you dip the staff, that staff helps you to know the level of the water. So I can they keep on saying that pain and money anything. You don't cut a stick that is too taller than you. Now the youth we have, they are called the youth of X. That is extra exuberance.
Okay.
So that thing is with them. Give them the opportunity to talk. But as they are talking, you guide them. You don't shove them. Give them the opportunity to express themselves in a more polite way.
Okay.
So that's how come I'm able to come out of it. Because I've got to a point in time, I don't have to listen to people. I just have to now say, it's all right. Let me talk. You can't
Mm-hmm.
keep me waiting. I have to talk because it is eating me up. It's not making me go into the midst of people. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. So, guys, I know we all have, like I said, we all have experience something one way or the other whilst growing up, and even now that we are old, we are still
Yeah,
back with those traumas. Okay,
right.
we are family. We don't have any right to judge you.
Yeah,
Please and share your experience with us. Our daddy is ready to help you get out. Like I said, we are family. We don't have any right to judge you, and no one is going to.
no, we
So
don't judge.
let us help ourselves. Okay. So how does unresolved childhood trauma affect the marriage?
Good. This is the part I really want to talk about. You know, um, one of the ways that this unresolved childhood trauma is affecting a lot of marriages, that most of them are on the rock, some of them they're just got the key to be handed over, is one. If the person was raped, she is afraid for the husband to touch her.
Okay.
In the other way, the guy is shy because during the time of rape, he lost probably his erection properly,
Mm,
or something happened to him.
mm,
Some have some scar that they can't show it to their wives because one, that scar will cause another question.
mm.
So I can tell you some of them, when even they are bathing, they can't bath with their wives because there's something he's hiding from and he can't bring it out.
Okay.
The next thing is the person witness the parents fighting or quarreling
Mm,
and he has grown with it. He's repeating the same thing in his marriage.
mm, mm.
I remember in the Bible, Naomi, when she married, herself and her sister, when they were moving from their parents' house, they went with their father's God,
Yeah.
meaning they transferred
Rahel.
Rahel, they transferred the father's God to where they were going,
Mm,
behaving exactly like what the father was doing. So
yeah.
when you go to many homes, there is quarrel because the man do not want to let the past go and dwelling on the past,
Mm, mm.
and is making the wife feel uncomfortable, making the man feel uncomfortable.
It's like you got into the marriage with your own baggages,
Exactly.
and your other partner has now become your baggage can,
Thank you.
and so you are throwing all those
All
baggages.
those baggage onto her, fighting her every day, fighting her every day. And you see, there's this typical issue which people don't want to talk about it. Women, though they are the weaker vessel, the Bible underlined it clearly. They are helpers, not slaves.
Mm,
They are helpers, not slaves.
mm.
So if you consider them as your slave, you're not going to get what you want in your marriage as peace. Some of the traumas get into the marriage because he saw a man when he was growing up
Mm,
slapping or beating the wife.
mm,
He gets up every day and he just want to try it on somebody.
mm.
They've been told that we women can't bluff us. So, woman, you dare not talk about anything better that can change anything in the marriage. Recently, there's an issue when I went online on air, and it had to do with a gentleman who lived with a wife. He's a graduate, so as the lady.
Mm.
Anytime he needs an assistant from the lady in terms of money aspect, the lady keep on saying, "Oh, I don't have. No, my salary is not enough. You need to be supporting the family."
Mm.
But lo and behold, that particular lady was having a different plan for the family. And what was the plan? The little money that she was being paid, she saved the money towards their housing, accommodation,
Mm.
because they were renting. But she realized how much they are paying for the rent is too much. So she
Mm.
saved so much and went to build a house, a 2 bedroom, beautiful house. And the guy's birthday, he asked, "Let me go and show you a place." When he went, they showed the gentleman, "This is our house now. This is what I was saving my money for." The gentleman said, "No, she's a cheat, she's a liar, she's flirting, and what have you."
Wow.
When the issue came to me, I asked him, "Did you check whether she was cheating on you?
Mm-hmm.
Besides, is it not your ego that is working against you right now? Because it is not you as the man who built the house, but rather is the woman who has brought the house, so you don't want it."
Mm.
That thing didn't start from when they married. It started from childhood when he saw his parents or a friend arguing that a man a tray.
It's real.
Continue to be the tray if there's no food in the house.
So
Then
for
what are
those
you going to eat at home?
that don't understand, tray, it simply means the head. So the
The
man.
head.
The,
Continue to be the head of the family and see what you're going to eat if there's no food at home. So why won't you give the woman the opportunity also to explore, bring something on board, share it? I believe those of you in Europe and the diaspora, you are paying huge bills, and if you alone you are paying utility and gas, whatever, it is so huge on you. You can't really go. I mean, come to terms with it. But if you are two, I mean, you can come to terms. This person is paying 12 cents. This person is paying 9 cents, or $12 and $20. You're bringing together, and you're going to solve that problem of paying utility or other stuff. But you take them there and you say, no, sit down. You're going to be the house help. You're going to be the mother of the children. You're not letting them work. And those of you here in Ghana, let your wives work. Support them. They are not slaves. I'll continue to say this. They are not. These are some of the traumas. We convert things that are bothering people, and we rather convert them into our homes and use it against our husbands and our wives, as if it's a platform to exhibit or practice what went wrong somewhere.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot to take in, guys. That's a lot to take in. If you just joined us, we are talking about unresolved childhood traumas and how it affects our marriage. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and leave your comments, please. So, our childhood traumas, it breaks our marriages. It brings trust issues. We allow our ego and everything. Okay. How does it affect the partners? Assuming, yeah, the partners on both sides. So, how does our childhood unresolved trauma affect our partners?
Okay, so the best way it can really affect our partners
Mhm.
is we are not able to see eye to eye, because there are always friction. Mind you, um, the way you were brought up is absolutely different from the way B was brought up. Somebody is quarreling right now as I'm speaking with you over a toothpaste, that she is pressing the toothpaste in the middle and not from the bottom.
I'm sorry.
Toothpaste.
Sorry.
I mean, it sounds funny, but that is what is happening. Common toothpaste that you can easily either reverse and bring it back to the shape you wanted, but they're quarreling over that every now and then.
Mm,
The way it's affecting home is there's no love.
mm,
They're always quarreling. The children we are living in with are also watching, and they are learning. So the chain continues. The cycle is being rolled over and over and over. A friend told me that where he was living in Arkansas.
mhm,
He left Arkansas to Brooklyn, and at Brooklyn, that place is a little bit noisy in terms of gangsters and stuff.
mhm.
So he have to start quelling back, because where he was like a free area, and you can explore and do whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I told him the best way you have to do, one, not really to adopt, but you have to structure well. See, if you move into a home and the man is always on the run, the man is always trying to bring arguments, it's not giving the opportunity for you to talk. Pull back.
Mm,
When you pull back, he will start asking questions. Why have you pulled back? Some will not even ask at all. I know some, they can't sit in the same sitting room with their wives and watch television. No, it won't happen, because a scene will come and it's going to be an argument the whole night till the turn of the TV. They can't watch football at the same time, or even I want to change the channel and watch another program. No, it's a quarrel. And that whole day I'm not going to eat. Is that what you want? Is that what you bargained for? Is that why you took somebody's son or somebody's wife to your house? No.
Wow.
Let's get these things resolved. And then marriages, homes, office settings, and conditions will be so beautiful for us all to live in.
Um, when is the right time to share your trauma with your partner?
Hi.
When the right time? Or would you advise that um we share our traumas? If yes, then when is the right time to share?
Oh, yes, I'll really support our traumas be shared during the time of our courtship, because that is the time you will be able to understand each other. But mind you, a lot of people like to use people's past as a yardstick against them.
Mm.
So if there's a small issue, they will want to use you or call you by that name or make funny comments about what happened in the past. I know some couples that every day either the man is talking about what the lady has done in the past or vice versa.
A
One of
record.
them, one of them had to do that. He does not even trust that when the lady leaves the house and go to work, she's indeed going to work.
Wow.
Yes, just because the lady told him that when she was growing up, and even before they were going to get married, he was then going out with some big man formerly in their at their workplace.
Okay.
So yes, of course, maybe it may be playing some tricks or some game with you in your mind. Is she really going to work, or she's going to just pass by that former place and stuff? It shouldn't be your headache. Trust me, it shouldn't be your headache. You can't continue to monitor her. Even if you put on body one camera on her, you can't get to have everything you want.
Hmm.
So honestly, you studying yourself for a year, between 6 months to a year, you need to build that trust. That when I tell this person this, it's not going to end up to become an insult to me. It's not going to become a daily referral to me. You could free school. I mean, you were sacked from school and stuff. That should not be anything that, I mean, you should want to use it against your partner or something. Or even you cry if you're coming from a poor home. I even paid the whole thing. The party when we're having a wedding, I paid everything. I mean, you can use it against your partner or anything if you really want peace in your home. So yes, you can share it, but people choose what part of it to share. Please, let's share everything. But you get to share everything if really you know that person is the final destination for your relationship and is going to be your future partner.
Hmm.
Otherwise, when you share, I mean, you're sharing because you're just sharing, and he or she is going to use it against you tomorrow.
But it's possible for one to even still marry and
Right.
still hold on to what they've been through and
Mhm.
not tell their partners. Right.
Yes, 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 yes. Because of some of these things, because um a month ago, there's this couple that they were going to marry, and the friend sitting by him said, "Me there's no way about it. near course. So there's no way he's going to know what went through my past or went into my past. No, I'm not going to do that. And I was sitting right behind it. They didn't know I could hear what they were saying. And I was asking myself, what really is he hiding? If it's something that is going to worry him tomorrow, it's going to worry him because one, he's then going to put the marriage in a fix.
Mm.
That is why a lot of people will say, I regret entering into that marriage. It is not the marriage itself, but the person's attitude and what the past is doing, hunting them. That past is really, really hunting them. And they can't let it go. But the best way for you to let it go is talk to somebody.
Mm.
It is said that if you sell your sickness, you will have a solution for your sickness.
Wow. But well, some of the trauma is, it's a very deep cut,
It
and
is.
some you wonder if your partner will be able to handle it, because you even you that you are bearing it, it's weighing on you.
Yeah, it is.
So you wonder if your partner will be able to handle it.
Right.
And so what happens if I share my trauma and then my partner feels he can't handle it, and then the marriage, it just, in less than 2 weeks, he's gone.
Okay, so before the marriage will end, there are signs before you sharing it.
Mm.
Some are not partners before they get into that, what we call partners,
Mm-hmm.
or get into that relationship bit of it. Because you see, marriage is the first institution that a certificate is given to you for you to defend.
Mm.
You have to defend that certificate that makes you mature. It is said that if you can be in a marriage for a year and up to 5 years, you can sustain it.
Mm.
It is yes and no. The yes is you've opened up to your spouse, both of you understand what you're talking about, both of you know where you're heading to. And the no aspect is if I'm hiding something from you, if I'm a cheat, if I'm a criminal, I do things in a secret and do not want people to know about it. And tomorrow you hear that I'm being arrested
Mm.
because I duped somebody. The marriage comes to a total end after 5 years.
Wow. um Guys,
There's, I
I
think
hope,
there are a lot of
yeah, there are
either
lots.
comments or questions. I don't know.
um Kwesi says the first step to your healing process is sharing.
Sharing.
And Mohammed says, I prefer not sharing everything. Or sometimes your partner knowing this or that can be used against you.
Exactly. And that is true.
So then how? And then Kwame Bruce says, um, I think when it comes to sharing, it should be done in processes. I feel
Mhm,
it should be with basic issues, then
mhm.
later to much serious ones. Guys, keep your comments coming. Continue to share. If you have any question, please, you can leave it in the comment section. And Pastor Douglas is ready. He's ready.
And you see, with what Mohammed is saying,
Mm.
um, yes and no. I'll prefer you let everything come out, regardless what it is. But it's all about trust. If you start a relationship and you know this person is always on your nerves because you told him something, and by the time you realize it's with somebody else,
Yeah.
that person is not worth sharing issue with.
Mm.
I know a couple, when the time they were being advised,
Mm-hmm.
I advised that couple that I saw something that may fight them tomorrow. I gave them the next 2 days. The same issue I told the lady is in the domain of the boyfriend.
Wow.
Not once, not twice, thrice. You see, making you feel uncomfortable to even want to give them advice. And now, as I'm speaking with you, their marriage is on the, I'll not call it divorce, but on the verge of it.
Mm.
Just because she thought the advice that it was given to her at that time, we do not want her to continue the marriage.
Okay.
But the reality is that the person now is fighting you over what you are being told to be cautious about. Even when your mom is advising you, you carry the issue and then go to, hey, my classes say, my mother said even this about you. I mean, come on, you're not going to help the situation at all. But sharing, honestly, I think is the best thing. You need to open up. Let each of you share it. Kwame said it should be stages. Yes, stages. Who is going to determine the stage and the magnitude of it?
Mm.
But to me, just open up. Once you trust the person, let it come out, share it, talk about it. It heals.
Okay. So how does it affect children's upbringing? If we are unable to resolve our own childhood trauma, how that affects the younger ones that we are bringing up.
They carried on. They just carried on automatically. It's just like giving them a homework. They just carry on and then go and continue to do it because um, they've seen it. They thought it was good. They've seen it. They thought it's a practice that they can also emulate.
Mm.
Because of course you are their first role model. Beyond anything, or those on the social media, the celebrities and those stuff, they come next. But you as the parents are their first role model. And for that matter, anything you talk about, anything you do, they learn it, they study it, they use it. Somebody was having an argument. He had an argument out of the house in front of her shop. After the argument, I mean, heated one, she brought it home and the kids were sitting there.
Mm.
Instead of her, I mean, talking to the husband about it outside the room, or I mean, as the kids either get in the other room or something, she was talking about it in the presence of the kids. All right. So in that matter, I was there. The kids were sitting there. The husband was sitting there. Whatever they were talking about, the kids were listening.
Mm.
Unfortunately enough, the person they were quarreling with, their kids were attending the same school with them. So I get back to school with you, and I have to also get at you. And so your mother did this, your father did that. No, no. The kids don't know anything about it. No. See, the Bible makes us aware that our parents ate a sour grape, and
Mm.
the teeth of the children are on edge. This is really what they are talking about. Your parents did some fight some years ago over unnecessary thing, but you and I are suffering for it because we that is our parents. Separately, we met. My dad said, "Don't marry from this home." It's not because that home has a problem, but because I was quarreling with you, so it has become a mark,
Mm.
a worldwide war that I can't marry from Y, I can't marry from B, I can't marry from C, just because the things are fighting.
Mm.
Two, it doesn't make the children become stable at school or in society because one, they've been taught to fight all the time. I know a lot of people who are, I mean, at the snap of it, it has already happened. He has slapped you or gotten annoyed or something just because where they grew, society, some of the place, the environment they also grew also give them that strength to as for me, I mean, they don't joke with me. I mean, if you messed up, I'm going to slap you. I mean, those things. They won't give you an inch. They'll give it to you. They'll slap you. They become arrogant. They become rude. Some also, if it's care not taken, they become timid. Some become rascals, what have you. So we need to groom our children well. If we are having an argument and our kids are there, no, it is no, 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 no. It is no go area. It is not advisable for you to fight in front of your kids.
Wow, I also feel like where we come from in Africa, we hardly we hardly see our parents call the children to sit to even want to know what is going on in their life. Not to talk of a general advice. Some parents advise only when they are arguing. So you see what
That
this person is doing? Don't try that. Don't do that. They never sit with you like one on one
right,
and talk about it. But the only time you feel okay, maybe you have to take it as an advice is when they are arguing.
right,
Either arguing with someone or they've received a report about you and they feel like instead of sitting with you to talk, they're just going to talk about it harshly and they feel they are advising you.
right.
I'm kind of like it's like everything is it's overwhelming. Like the topic, it's a whole lot. And thank you for giving us the chance to to start our healing process. Okay,
You're
so that
welcome.
um we don't want to take much of your time. Pastor Douglas will surely come back. I mean, he's
Sure.
now part of us. He's part of this big family. So, Pastor Douglas, your final words, please, before we sign off.
My final words are, please, the doors of counselors are opened. Especially my door is opened. A lot of people think if you get to talk to a counselor, then all your issues are outside.
Mm,
No, let me clear that notion. The only thing a counselor uses your issue to do is turn it to become a case study. So if I'm using your case to modify or help somebody to come out, I modified your case, put myself in that situation, and then help you to come out of it. So if you had a trauma of rape or whatever it is, and you want to talk to a counselor, you were molested, you witnessed a crime, or had an accident or something, I am ready. All I need you to do is just open up,
mm,
get ready for the restructuring. So that is why I'm going to use the cognitive restructuring to restructure whatever has gone wrong in your mind,
mm,
whatever scar it is. So I become more or less like a surgeon that restructure that part of your body, and you have a clean and a beautiful heart.
mm.
That's my words.
Thank you so much. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
so. Once again, Pastor Douglas, Novihoho, thank
Yes,
you so.
please.
We really appreciate you. God bless you
God
for
bless you too.
spending time with us. We really appreciate you. So,
Thank you.
viewers, I know you've learned a lot. I have learned a lot. I know you are encouraged. Please don't keep your trauma yourself. You've been you've kept it all your life. It's time to open up. It's
Yeah.
time to start your healing process so you don't bleed on others. Please. I'm going to leave Pastor Douglas comments down. So if you want to reach to him, or you can just leave your comments in the session, and then I'll link you up. Thank you
Okay.
so much for watching. Thank you for leaving your comments. This is Afro Click TV. This is Mamia. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We love you. We
Thank
love
you.
you, and have a very blessed day. Enjoy your week. Till we come your way again. Bye bye.
Bye to all. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.